Hello, everybody. Hello. How is everyone doing today? Welcome to the 10K project. Don't forget to put your city and state in the chat so we can recognize you. Your city and states in the chat so we can recognize you today. We hope you're doing well. I'm trying to see why we're not showing up on Facebook. You're showing up there. All righty. Well, some reason I'm not seeing us showing up in our Facebook group. There we are. There we are. All righty then. Hello to everybody in Zoom, in Facebook, in Twitter, and in YouTube. If you are on our social media channels, please like the video. Please give it a thumbs up for us. Please comment. That helps with the algorithms. We have in the house tonight, we have North Carolina. We have Kansas City. We've got Tacoma. Washington, got Brooklyn in the house, Hudson Valley, New York, we got the Bronx, Suffern, New York, Tampa, Florida, Orlando, got St. Louis, got Chicago, got Sweet Home, Alabama in the house, got another Tacoma in the house, got H-Town, Houston, and Queen. Y'all, New York is representing. Queen, the boroughs are representing tonight. Got Auburn, Alabama in the house. Hello, everybody. We got DC in the house. I know we got other people here as well. Hope you are doing well. Welcome to the 10K project. We are the largest community of investors who actively fund Black-owned businesses. We do that through something called equity crowdfunding, which is governed by the Securities and Exchange Commission and FINRA. So it is government, has government oversight. Think of it as Shark Tank meets Powernomics. Somebody said that to me once, and I really like that. So in the Shark Tank realm, every Tuesday, 8 p.m., we invite an entrepreneur who is raising capital to come and present his or her investment opportunity to us. Again, this is done through equity crowdfunding. Minimum investment is oftentimes $100. So you can get in at a very moderate rate and be able to invest like the rich, because what the rich do is that they invest in businesses before, like, they invest in private companies when they're starting up, when they're growing, and then when those companies are either purchased or go on the stock exchange, it's called an IPO, initial public offering. When that happens, then you'll see like various types of investors do very well. Of course, we cannot guarantee a return on investment. These are riskier investments, but if there's anything that I believe in, it's the Black entrepreneur. In fact, that was the whole reason why we started the 10K project, is because I'm a business plan writer, and I saw so many great Black entrepreneurs not get the funding that they deserved. And it wasn't because they didn't hustle really hard. It wasn't because they did not have great ideas and great market traction. It was just because they couldn't find the venture capitalists and the angel investors with the money out there that would actually invest in them. And the 10K project came about because I started saying, hey, you know, if 10,000 of us just put in $100 each, that's $1 million. We can fund our own businesses. We don't have to wait for Wall Street to come and save us. We don't have to wait for these big companies to come and save us. Damn sure don't have to wait for the government to come and save us. We can save ourselves. We can fund our own companies, and we as everyday investors can profit from our own innovation. We can create jobs in the community, and we can work together to build Black wealth. So if that sounds like something you want to be a part of, the10kproject.com, the10kproject.com. I know our very own Talisha, who usually is so good at putting all of this stuff in the chat, is not here today. So I put our website in the chat for everybody. And I see the one, the only, the beautiful, the lovely Tawana Rivers is in the house, everybody.
Hello,
Put
everyone.
an exclamation point in there just for Tawana.
Sorry, I am
Tawana
late.
had a very eventful weekend.
I did, which is why Talisha is not on tonight. Tonight was what we call shenanigans weekend. It was bridal shower and bachelorette party weekend, and we had an amazing time. And so I am dragging a little bit, but hello, everyone. Thank you guys for joining us this evening. I'm sure Cheree has told all of you who are new with us tonight what we are here to accomplish with the 10K Project. And we are happy you took some time out this evening to hang out with us. So thank you very much.
Yes. So a couple of announcements before we get into tonight's topic. The first is tomorrow night, if you are a member and you want to learn how to convert your property into an Airbnb property, and most importantly, our guest works with Airbnb to teach people how to become something called superhost. And when you are a superhost, you get raised up in the Airbnb algorithm, so they present your properties a lot more to people who are looking for properties in those areas. That's how it's described to me. If you don't own a property, don't worry, come on anyway. 10K Project members, you should have the link in your emails. So I sent, I want to say it was yesterday, the email went out. It'll go out again tomorrow as well. You register for Zoom, no charge to attend. We want to have as many people in the house tomorrow, Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Another thing is our Knowledge Center. I have uploaded, when we did our How to Prepare for a Recession, we had those templates that were given to us, and those are uploaded in the Knowledge Center. Also, the e-com session last week was pure gold. That is in the Knowledge Center, also in your emails. If you are becoming a member tonight, you'll be able to go into the Knowledge Center and get those things. There's a ton of stuff in the Knowledge Center. I was listening to a very good session on how to prepare for the market crash and a recession done by a very well-known influencer. I'm halfway tempted to come onto 10K Project one day and review it for all of us, because I think it's worthwhile for us to see it and then for us to talk about it from our point of view. The other thing, today, we also dropped the economic report from
I just
Dr.
finished
Cheree.
Listening to it. It was
Good.
amazing. It was really good. And you guys went long. Typically it's like 20, 30 minutes. You went over an hour. I didn't, that's why I was actually late. I'm telling myself, I was like, I got to finish it. Because if after tonight is over, I wasn't going to have time to go back and listen. It was like an hour and 7 minutes of gems that they dropped. So please, guys, watch that. That was a really, really good economic report.
Yes.
And that's a member-only benefit to get the economic report.
If you become a member tonight, tomorrow morning, you'll not only be able to attend the Bet on Black pitch tomorrow night at 8 p.m., all of this stuff is in the Knowledge Center. So you could just go and hear all sorts of stuff within the Knowledge Center. So the10kproject.com. The great thing about what Dr. Cheree and I talked about was everything she talked about ended up being practical information. How do you take the theoretical stuff that you hear on CNN and MSNBC and whatever other news channel you watch and actually make it practicum? The other thing is every expert that I'm listening to, every single one is saying that the recession, if they don't say it's here, like the really kind of trough of it is going to be anywhere from 6 to 24 months out from today. I'm right. Telling everybody right now, you got 6 to 24 months to get whatever it is. economically together. So if you feel like you need financial coaching, customized financial coaching, one-on-one with you to help you and your family prepare for the recession, we have our alliance with Freeman Capital. And while Tawana is talking, I'm actually going to go into the Knowledge Center just because I want to show people exactly where they go if they want to get that add-on in order to have, actually, I pulled it up here. So let me just open up my screen here. So everybody, when you get into the Knowledge Center, you'll see your photo there. If you've uploaded it, your information here, it says here, upgrade to 6-month financial planning. So you're in the Knowledge Center, you hit my account, you'll see your name here, all of this information, upgrade to 6-month financial planning. We do have a Dads and Grads promo code right now. I'm going to get that and put it in the chat for everybody. But whatever you have to do, nobody I'm hearing is saying that this thing isn't coming. Everybody is saying this thing is coming. So whatever you have to do to prepare for it, we, Tawana and I, are here to bring you as much content to make sure that you are economically prepared for it, because we as Black people get hit the hardest with these things. If there's content, if there are topics that you feel like, Cheree, Tawana, I really think this is a void, and I really would like you all to go and find somebody who could come to the 10K Project and talk about whatever it is, let me know. I have a futurist coming in to talk with us. I have a couple of other people, coming to talk with us. There's also going to be a lot of opportunity when this thing happens as well. And it shouldn't just be the rich people getting richer. We need to be able to come together and capitalize on this as well. So
yeah, I'll add also, as I was watching it, in addition to getting you economically ready for it, what I also believe it did for me is it allowed me to kind of mentally and emotionally get prepared, right? Because we've been hearing about it, right? And when you hear about it on CNN, there's another agenda, right? That fear factor, right? I think they purposely use words to instill fear in us. And when you hear Dr. Cheree kind of talk practically about all the things, it makes you kind of in the session thinking, okay, I got this, right? I just need the tools that are going to allow me to be, ready, right? And not have this thing hit me by surprise, because now I'm educated on what it is, what I have to look for, and then how I can overcome it and get through on the other side of it in good shape. That the session did that for me. And so I hope it does the same thing for you. So I really, really, really hope you guys watch it. Because when you watch the CNNs of the world, there's a different tone, and I'm sure that's by design. So if you are interested in becoming a member, we do have the Dads and Grads. So you've got Father's Day coming and all of the graduates. And so we wanted to give a promotional deal. And so right now, if you sign up for the Dads and Grads special, your annual membership is just $200 instead of $300. So we gave a $100 discount because we really, really believe that the financial plan is beneficial. And then also even all of the content that we give here, we believe we are setting you guys up for success. And so if you're interested in the financial plan with Freeman Capital, that special is $450 versus $597. And so Cheree did go ahead and put the discount code. So for the Dads and Grads $200 annual special, the code is graduate 200. And then for the financial planning session, 6 months, unlimited sessions with a Black-owned financial planning firm, the code there is financial plan 450. Yes. Right. So if you're not a member yet and you're interested, please consider becoming a member using either one of these specials. And then if you are already a member and you haven't yet upgraded to the financial plan, now's the time to consider it seriously, right? I know many people, when we changed our price structure, many people said, I want it, but I'm not really ready for it because there's some things I'm trying to get prepared for. now's the time to get prepared for it. Because like Cheree, I heard the same thing, and what's interesting is about 2 weeks ago, I was hearing things that kind of talking about we were in the recession, right? Like we're in it, like the recession is here. And so when you hear now the new information is like, no, this is that period of time we have to get ready for it because it is in fact coming. And we don't want to be, Miss Vivian, exactly. We don't want to be in fear. We don't want people to play on our fears and take advantage of us because we've not educated ourselves, and instead we're listening to what anybody says. When you come here, this is about obtaining information that allows you to decide what's best, right, for you. We're not financial advisors, right? We're giving you information and tools that you then need to use and take and decide what are your next steps. But in addition to those tools, we're bringing people in front of you that are also going to give you the roadmap to success, right? So we're not just going to tell you to go somewhere and read it on your own. We're going to bring the people here that have done the thing, that have been successful in the thing that's going to get you to the next step and next phase in your journey. But we're all on different journeys, right? And so one plan and one size does not fit all. So we all have to listen to this information and see how it applies for us. Some of us have savings, some of us don't. We all have time to save more or start saving, so it's just how we get that information, and then how we apply it will be different. But the information we're bringing is going to be helpful for each and every one of us, no matter how much money we make, no matter how much in debt we currently are, no matter how much we currently dib and dabble into the stock market. Like all of the information we're learning, we're going to each be, or whether we do or not, and maybe we need to, because a fire sale is a fire sale, right? So that's the other part of this, right? Things are cheap.
Yeah, Bitcoin is 25,000 right now.
25,000 right now, yeah. So even for people who may have disposable income, now may not be the time. Again, not financial advice, just an option. Mm-hmm. Now may not be the time to hoard a whole lot of money, right? Now may be the time to allocate a little to investing where you haven't been able to do that before. Now, it's never a good idea to spend all your money in one way, right? So you want to allocate in a diversified way and in a responsible way, and you want to have the rainy day fund, and maybe now with the recession, maybe you got 3 rainy day funds, right? And so what it's all about is getting the information that allows us to set ourselves up for success. And when have you ever gotten potentially a 6-month kind of head start, right, to something that people think is happening? Usually it's, we are in it, now what? The fact that somebody is saying from 6 months to 24 months made me breathe and exhale, because now I know, okay, I have time. I don't have to rush this thing. I can be strategic and not just reactionary to it.
Yeah. The one thing I will say before I let you talk about tomorrow night's Bet on Black pitch is changing jobs. It is also my understanding that right now we're teetering between the employee having power over salary negotiations and the employer taking the power back. Because with these layoffs that are happening and anticipating to happen, the pendulum is going to swing back to the employer. This is not any kind of like me telling you what to do. This is just my understanding of the market. Is if you were thinking about moving to another company or increasing your salary, there's a window of time on that too for you to actually be able to do that with any amount of leverage and power. I do have at the end of the month, I do have a recruiter coming on to come and talk. Specifically, she talks about sales jobs and technology, which I think a lot more Black people, especially Black women, need to think about. But she's going to talk just in general about recruiting as well, what she sees happening in the industry, around technology period, as well as some other industries. And it's something that you'll want to think about with regards to that. Now, whatever y'all are doing, now's the time to make a move. If you're not sure what you want to do, my suggestion would be to consider talking to Freeman Capital and just talking with them. And through those conversations, a game plan, I'm sure, will emerge from that. And then you can move forward with that. Student loans are starting up again. I doubt they're going to extend them. I think August 31st is when they start up again. Yes. So, you know, you can't say any more except warning sign, and whatever moves you're going to make. People having hot girl summers again, or whatever it is, going crazy this summer. So some of us have like really better get busy and not that way. So with that, yeah, Dr. Virginia is saying the students, especially those who have student loans forgiven now, we can invest in that. Yes, I know that there are some student loans that have been forgiven, but a lot of them are going to start kicking in again in August. So Tawana, I'm going to turn it over to you with regards to the Bet on Black pitch tomorrow and anything else you have.
Awesome. So before I get to the Bet on Black pitch, Cheree talked about jobs and skills. We keep talking about this skill set conversation comes up about 3 times a month, right? Mm-hmm. We've been talking about it for the last, I think, year and a half. There was if you follow us on TikTok, there was a question we answered on, kind of what are the skills that you need to have. And, the 3 or 4 that come to mind is obviously anything Web3 related, right? You need to start educating yourself on what Web3 is, what the blockchain is, what cryptocurrencies are. Even if you don't understand it today, today is the day to start trying to understand it, right? If you don't even know what those terms are, I'll say them again: Web3, blockchain, cryptocurrencies. Start learning about it from reputable sources. One of the things we talked about the other day is that we're going to start having a book list of resources where we think there's some good resources for you guys to start educating yourself, because we can only meet a certain amount of days a week, right, before you start getting tired of us. But there's a lot of information out there. You'll never get tired of us. But there's a lot of information out there, and we want you to have it. And there are people who have written amazing materials about some of these things, but we want you to educate yourself in a responsible way, right? Because everything you see online is not accurate, right, or true. And for everything you see that says it one way, there's 5 more things that says it a different way. So we're going to come up with some really good resources for you guys to start learning about some of these things. But coding, right, always a good thing. Cloud computing. When you talk, storage of all of this data and information, that's going to be big. And then Cheree talked about it a few weeks ago with the whole automation and how everything is going. Robots will be making.
I'm going to do another robot. Yeah,
and making French fries and everything else. Guess what? Robots break down, and guess what? They need robotic mechanics, right?
They need robot mechanics.
Figure out what that looks like, right? Well, who's teaching us how to fix the darn robots? And get together as families and send Pookie to the robot mechanics school so that he can hook the family up, right? And start making money and open up the robotic mechanic business that then all the cousins get to work in, and y'all start building your empire. Like, that's the kind of strategic thinking we need to be using this 6 months to 24 months to figure out.
I'll give you the go-between between the robot mechanic and where you are today is appliance repair. The guy, Michael Sneed, that came on in North Carolina, he has an appliance repair boot camp. It was if you go on YouTube, it was like how his family started an investment club or something like that. It was about 6 weeks ago that we did that one. So
it might have been a little longer, but that was a dope session. That session was everything.
It was phenomenal. And he, this summer, I believe, is doing a tour of different places where he's going. He really wants to recruit Black people to come in and learn appliance repair. So once
you should bring him back just to talk about the appliance repair stuff, Cheree.
I can do that. And he has a partner, Rochelle, who's really phenomenal as well. But if you can learn appliance repair and you can learn robotics repair, then you kind of start getting into this. There's also, so I'm building a business grant database right now, and there's also now, I think this is for women, free courses on learning auto repair. I gotta dig it up again. I had looked at it last week, But there's a lot of free money out there. There's a lot of lower cost boot camps and things where you could, take a boot camp for a couple of weeks or a week and be making money, within 30 days with a whole new skill set. So Dr. Virginia is saying I learned so much when he was on. Yeah, he was phenomenal. So I'll ask him to come back just to talk about appliance repair. We just, there's just so much opportunity, and we just want you to be aware of the opportunity for you and your family. You all can invite your entire family to these things, to have them learn the information and be able to act on it. So
yeah.
Bet on Black Pitch tomorrow night, Tawana.
Tomorrow night session, I don't tell you guys the company name. So for anyone joining us new, we do Bet on Black Pitches every Tuesday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's our opportunity to love on a Black founder that is raising money via equity crowdfunding. And tomorrow night's company is an amazing Black woman who is focused on trying to think of a good teaser without giving it away. Focused on Black hair care. Focused on Black hair care. And it's not a product. So I'll say that. I will say that. Because y'all be like, we don't need one more moisturizer. Well, actually we do. But actually we do. But it's not a product. But it is a service around Black hair care. And so please come out and join us tomorrow, 8 p.m. That's going to be after the Airbnb session. So Airbnb is 6 to 7. We'll take a break for you to get a bite to eat, get the kids settled. And actually, you really don't have to get them settled. You can get them settled in front of this computer where you are and let them see Black excellence in real time, right? And have them come sit with you and watch the Bet on Black Pitches, and then join us back at 8 o'clock. So super excited. Also, we'll be giving away our drawing from last month.
Yeah.
I got so excited with last week's session, completely forgot to do the drawing that we have. And so for those of you who have come to a session, a live Bet on Black pitch in the month of May, last Tuesday, I was supposed to do the drawing for either the $100 or the free financial planning session. And I did not do that because I was just so excited, a conversation we were having with last week's founder, Wealth Stack. And so I'll do that tomorrow night as well to catch up. Yes, Ms. Vivian. Yes, cybersecurity is another great one. Yep.
Yes, absolutely. And I have a list actually that I'll show people because, the other misnomers that everybody in tech has to know how to code, that's not true. There are other career paths you can take within tech. And then outside of tech, I always say healthcare, trades. So appliance repair, plumbing, HVAC, et cetera, sales, any kind of sales, any kind of business development, and entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is a skill. It's a skill. You can't just say, hey, I'm an entrepreneur and make $1 million. No, there are skills attached to that. So if you are able to figure any of those out, then you can do well. Jesse here is saying, the worldwide shortage of commodities is on. How do we put sellers and buyers together without much startup overhead? We should explore becoming import-export agents. For those of us that do have resources, then they can become import-export brokers. 10K find Black mentors in logistics to help us take advantage of these opportunities, especially between us in the US and our people in the Caribbean and Africa. Thanks in advance. So Jesse, yes, I will actually have a couple of people in mind that I can reach out to. And yeah, I will write that down and I will definitely look for somebody that can come and talk about that. Preferably somebody who actively imports and exports. And I think I know a couple of people, but I need to find out a little bit more about what they're doing and all of that.
Yeah, and the other thing I'll add here is, and it kind of goes along a little bit what Cheree just said about entrepreneurship as a skill. We also need to consider, as many of you know who are part of the 10K family already, that business buying has become a passion of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Starting a business is great, but what about being able to buy a business that is already profitable, running very, very well? They've got processes, they've got the people already that run the business successfully. That is something you guys need to consider as an option. I mean, it has absolutely changed my life in a wonderful, wonderful way. We're looking at about 70 million baby boomers that are retiring.
Mm-hmm.
And many of them have businesses that are
Mm-hmm.
thriving with
Mm-hmm.
no one to take them over, right?
Yeah.
No one, the children don't want them, the nieces and nephews don't want them, right? There's so the market is so saturated with businesses for sale that they all won't be sold, right? Because there's only so many buyers, right? So that's why we're trying to get the word out so that we can create more buyers so that many of those businesses won't go under, because again, these are profitable businesses. But when you're done, right? I don't care how profitable the business is. I don't want to run it another 20 years, right? We've been doing this for 30 years. I don't want to, now I want to enjoy the fruits of my labor, right? I want to go live, on an island somewhere and spend all the money I've made. And so even if the business is profitable, that's not enough for people to just keep them. But because there's so many businesses for sale, they won't all get bought. And so we need to start buying those businesses and immediately flip them and turn them into Black-owned businesses, right? Mm-hmm. Which does something amazing for our economy, right? The Black community and in the economy at large. But we immediately turn the business Black. They are immediately cash flowing businesses. Yeah, you may have to go in and make some efficiencies and bring some of them into this era, right? Your automation to some of them, but some of them already have even all of that. And we've got some information that we can share if you're interested. We've got a great connection with the DMI Institute, and so they can teach you how to buy these businesses. It's the program I went through and several other our members. On the 20th, next Monday, actually, we've got about 5 people who went through our business buying mastermind that are going to come and talk to you about our experiences. And so Jay, we can tell you that we've got a mastermind that answers that question. So Jay's question was, where do we find those cash flowing businesses that are for sale? We've got a mastermind where you can find out where they are, how to evaluate them and determine if it's a good deal. How to buy these businesses without any of your own capital, right? This mastermind is amazing, guys. And we're going to talk about it next Monday. So come back next Monday. If you're a member or not, come back, hang out with us next Monday. And that's a topic we're going to talk about. We're actually going to have the president of the company that we work with to provide this information come as well. And so she'll be on the panel and we'll just talk about it from beginning to end and tell you how you can all learn more about that. But consider that. And maybe there's an import-export business out there, right?
That's for sale.
Already for sale, right? And so you don't have to build it from the ground up, and we can accomplish exactly what Jessie was just saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So Dr. Virginia Sand, I know a lady who is a second generation funeral home owner. That's good business. Daily business for over 69 years in a small town in Georgia. Her son does not want the family business. Not surprising. That funeral home is the only one in that small town.
Wow.
Yeah. So look, these are going to crop up all over the place. And we within the 10K project do want to have a group of investors and a group of people who are properly trained. You've gone through Curtis and Robin's mastermind, but then you're able to come out on the other side and say, okay, we're going to start actively pursuing different companies, different industries, et cetera, turning them Black owned. Sometimes it's a couple of tweaks. Sometimes it's them getting certifications. I talked to a friend a couple of weeks ago who's actually coming on, and he is negotiating now for a logistics business that is white owned. And when it becomes Black owned, I said, well, why don't you get your, he's a veteran as well. Why don't you get your veteran certification and your DBE certification and go after federal contracts? And he hadn't even thought of that, right? So depending on the types of business you have, you can start going after state contracts and federal contracts as a minority business owner.
Yeah, and this
So,
is not, it's not rocket science. So, you know, I've been doing this now for, I think it's been 6 months. No, it's been 8 months. Time goes by so fast. I think our class started in November, beginning of November. So it's been 8 months, right? Because we're in June. And I'm on business number 2 that I bought. And you don't just have to buy the business. You can also invest in the businesses, right?
mhm.
So I open a micro private equity firm. We're building our investor network. So even if you want to invest in a business, there's a way for you to get a great return, especially with the market the way it is, right? To get a great return, and you don't take on the burden of ownership, right? Or even a fraction of ownership. You don't take on that burden because there is some work, right? You don't just buy the business and magically it's going to still be profitable, right? Somebody's got to make sure it's still profitable. You may not be going in there every day, but you're still making sure it's profitable, right? With oversight and making sure it has everything it needs to be successful. But if you did want to be more hands off, you know, a micro private equity firm like mine is a place where you can invest and get a great return for, you know, 12 months, 18-month period of time. So there are ways that we can tap into this market, even if the buying of the business sounds or feels intimidating. But that's why you need to be here. Thank you, Dr. Virginia. That's why you need to be here to learn about those things. Like I said, on Monday, we're going to talk more about that. So we definitely want you to come back and hang out with us on Monday.
Yeah. So Anonymous is asking, how do they invest in Tawana's business or your micro private equity? Do you want to wait until Monday, or do you want to have people email you?
Actually, I don't mind giving you my email address. So it's TRivers@oeoholdings.com. And so if you email me and let me know let me put it in the chat.
In the chat for everybody.
Want to email and just let me know.
And everybody in YouTube, there are 13 people here, 7 likes. Get the likes up, please. Get the likes up, please. Like the video for us. And I kind of feel like this is this is a little bit of false advertising because we're supposed to talk about safes tonight. And we're talking about everything else.
I think this was so like it was necessary to have this conversation, right? Especially when I saw, I'm glad the conversation went this way, because when I saw the economic report drop, like I didn't want anyone to do, I actually didn't want them to watch anything else 10K related until they watched the economic report. And because it was so much longer, I'm almost inclined to say, let's disconnect, go watch that darn report so that
we can do that, because we don't have very much time to go over safe investing, and I really wanted to
It was really good. It was really good, guys. It really, really was. And Cheree, what do you think about, I know it's a member only benefit right now. What do you think about putting the link in here for anyone that came live?
I'm okay with that.
Let's let them see. Let's let them see. It affects all of us, right? And even though we want you to join 10K Project, we want you to win more than anything else, right? And so I say let's share it with them.
Okay. Well, talk to everybody. Let me go and pull the link really quick.
Sorry, that was impromptu. I'm pushing Cheree to work.
Yeah, that was impromptu. I don't have it. Yeah, I don't have it up right now, so I need to go and get it.
So you guys, so we're dropping it, right? Typically, this is a member benefit, so hopefully my members won't get mad at me because I'm giving away, where we say membership has its privileges, right? I'm giving away privileged information. Hopefully the members won't get mad at me because we're always giving something away around here. And then those of you who are not yet members, hopefully you like what you see and it'll make you consider becoming a member, right? And if not, at least you'll stay around and continue to hang out with us when we give good information, because it's important that we all walk away with this. Nobody's giving us this information, right? Well, I won't say nobody. There is a population of the country that is not giving us this information readily, right? There are many groups like ours that are giving great information, but there are so many of us that don't have a clue. And I just think about if our people had this type of information, access to an economist, right? During the last recession, where our families would be now, right? Yes. Would we already be accredited investors because we would have had the information to get our finances right and to learn how to make more money and to learn how to increase our skill sets? If someone would have done that for us the last time, right? We may not be here nervous or wanting to figure out what to do and strategizing for the first time, because we'd be sitting back saying, we already got our plan. We've been there, done that, right? We're sitting back chilling. And so we want the next recession, right? When our children are going through this and grandchildren are going through this, we want them to already have the tools because we received it and we taught them about it. And so that's what 10K represents. That's exactly what we represent.
Yeah.
Sharnetta said, I just watched the report. He says we need to share that info with non-members. Perfect. Cheree just put it out there.
Yeah.
Yep, and she'll put it on YouTube as well. Wade said, thank you for sharing your address, Tawana. My investment with WealthStack has been initiated. Oh, also for the WealthStack one, Wade, send that one to my 10K. Wade, send that one to
write your 10K.
Yeah, send that one, Wade, for WealthStack to trivers@the10kproject.com.
And Vivian is asking, do you know of a Black-owned bartering business? You barter your expertise. There is one, I Barter Black, I think it is, that has been emailing me.
I think that's what it's called.
I have not vetted them. I don't know them, but they have been emailing me because I'm on everybody's email list. I'm nosy like that. Yeah, ibarterblack.com is what the name is. So I'm going to put it here in the chat, Miss Vivian, for you. Yeah, so
the other thing is, if you are a member, please put your information in the Knowledge Center expert directory. Please, 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 please. We're talking about the recession. You may need some additional income coming in. You've got a skill set that others need. We each do, right? There's not one of us here that has a skill set that there are people walking around saying, I don't need that, right? It's not a thing. We see, you can Google anything, right? And someone's doing it. Sometimes you Google things and only someone is doing it. That's when you know you need to learn how to do that thing so that more than one person can do it. But utilize the expert directory. It's out there. It's free advertising, essentially. You've already joined to be a member. It doesn't cost you anything more to put your information if you already have a business or if you just have a skill set, a side hustle, whatever you want to call it. Put it in the expert directory so that people can start coming to you to fill the void that they need, and then you make some additional income for it. Maybe that's investment dollars. Maybe those are savings dollars, right? Maybe that's your recession-proof toolkit dollars that you put into play. But utilize all the resources that membership has provided to you.
Yeah, yeah. And, we have some very good sessions coming up as well. I wanted to make sure that everyone knows that the Rich Dad, Poor Dad panel is coming up as well. Super excited about that. We had an overwhelming number of people who were interested in being on the panel. Yes, yes. So we have, we've selected 4 people to come on the panel. And we're going to do these like every 6 weeks where we'll bring up a famous personal development / finance book and have a panel around it. So the first one is going to be Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And the next one is going to be Think and Grow Rich. And we may do Think and Grow Rich a Black choice. I don't know. But we're going to do that one, and then we'll have a couple of others coming up in the fall as well. So we've got some great content, but one of the things that I'm trying to even out is not overwhelming you with content either, because I want you to be able to listen to stuff and then be able to act on it. And then we're also trying to do a wide variety of information as well. Some of it being investment, some of it being increasing your skill set, and then some of it being financial, personal finance and generational wealth, and kind of mixing all of that together. The other thing, Tawana, I don't know how much you want to share about our plans with the 10K project and the work that we're doing with Badru and,
No, not yet. Nope.
Not yet? Okay.
Nope.
Well, can I just say growth plans on the way?
We can say growth plans on the way. So Vanessa Braxton, the CEO and founder of Black Mama Tea Cafe, Black Mama Vodka, she said something one time, you build in silence, right? And then you hit them. Then you hit them with that 1-2, like you come out like pow pow, right? They don't know what hit them. She is a master at that. Mm-hmm. You know when she's silent, something magical is getting ready to happen, right? Because she's kind of, she's out there on social media quite a bit. But when you don't hear from her for a month or two, you just wait. You wait because you know she's getting ready to come at you with something amazing. Let's do that for the people.
Okay.
Let's do that for the people.
So it is 6:45 officially. I say let's not belabor anything. If you, Tawana, have something else you want to talk about?
Watch the economic report. Watch the economic report. Should we put it in the chat here? She put it in YouTube. Did you put it in Facebook as well? In the comments of this recording?
In the YouTube chat. So people have asked for your email address in the YouTube chat. Here, Jessica is asking about that.
Does she want the 10K one or does she want the?
I gave her the 10K one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you ask me about the business buying stuff, I know how to forward an email to myself, right? So so don't worry if it goes to a different email from me. As long as you get it to me, we'll get you what you need.
We'll get you what you need.
Says, that's how I found 10K through Vanessa. Yay. Vanessa is the truth, Janice. She is the truth. We absolutely love her. She is what's up. Yeah. She does so much education. I mean, we met her in what's like 2017. And she has been an amazing mentor to us, and to this community. She loves Black people. And she is one of those successful Black women that she reaches across, down, halfway up. She don't want to be up there by herself at the top, and she does everything she can to get as many of us up there with her. And I just love her for that. She is an inspiration, and that's exactly what we're trying to do here.
Yeah. Opal is saying Vanessa's about that work in silence. Let your success
be the noise. That's it.
I love that. I love it. I love it. Yeah. I think also because so many people talk, that when you see a person actually in action and moving and you're like, I remember them when they were over here, but now they're all the way over here. You're like, yeah, that's the person I want to be like. That's the person I want to work under, etc. So yeah. Well, we are going to, Jessica's saying thank you for the email address. We are going to officially then, hold on a second. We've got Monique here, and Monique Lisa is in Facebook.
Oh, hey, Monique.
This is so true. Never get tired of you, beautiful queens. This is so necessary. And Pamela Green is here as well, saying yes, it was to something, and something we said a while
Wonderful.
ago. So, Alice saying looking forward to next Monday. Yeah, next Monday should be great. I'm going to fall into the background. Tawana's going to take the reins on that one. And business buying, I'm passionate about that as well. More importantly, I'm passionate about people even knowing about it, thinking about it. As somebody who talks to a lot of people who want to do startups, I find myself more and more now saying, why don't you buy a business? Why not just, and it never occurred to people that it could be done. And we did have that business banker, remember, who came and said, it's easier for them to fund a business that's already in operations than a startup. Banks don't fund startups. They don't like to fund startups, but they will fund a business that is already in operation.
Because think about it, all the financials are there. You don't need financial projections. I've got the P&Ls. I mean, we already know what the business is, and that is if you do nothing at all with it, right? Yep. This is how much this business already makes. Yep. Now, if you come in here and you do X, Y, and Z for the first 90 days, this is how much more I can make it. But we're looking at businesses that on their own are already profitable. And why wouldn't a bank? It's kind of like when you go to get financing for an apartment complex or something like that. Well, the property is the collateral. You don't need additional collateral. I'm buying the collateral, right? If I fail to pay, take it back, right? So we just have to think about things in different ways to know that it's possible. For those of you who have been around, you know how I felt when Curtis first came and talked to us now 8-9 months ago about business buying. I was like, okay, whatever. Like I can buy a business. Get out of here, And here I am on business number 2. So the joke's on me, and I'm happily laughing that the joke is on me. Just believe that is possible, and it is.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that we need to have more trust in each other, the right people, right? But I think that there's a tide turning with that as well, where I'm starting to see Black people really trusting each other in these small teams. Erica Williams calls them super teams, but I'm starting to see these small teams get together and buy properties in Detroit, buy properties in Florida, get together to buy businesses, things like that.
Yeah,
And
somewhere in the chat, someone said some friends came together to buy a funeral home. I just saw that. I don't know if it was, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that as well. So, at the very least, find a few investment friends, and having your 10K family as well be your some of your investment friends. And we can trust each other, hopefully. I mean, I have to put the disclaimer out there. We can trust each other to say, hey, you know what, no matter what, we are going to come together, and we're going to do right by each other. And we're going to, some of it will be building companies, some of it will be buying companies, some of it will be talking about investing in the stock market, or investing in tax liens, or our real estate person hopefully will be here in the fall to talk about that. And then I'm going to say me, Cheree, is looking to have money deployed in all of these things with trusted people managing them day to day. And then I get the annual reports or the quarterly reports or whatever I need to get. And that's it.
Yeah. Al says, do we have information about starting an investment group? Al, do we?
Yes, we do. Are you a member, Al?
Yes. Yeah, Al, you remember? Tell us in the chat if you're a member, because then we can tell you exactly where to go for this information.
Let me pull it up in the Knowledge Center for Al here. Because Al, if you're not a member, you're going to want to be a member when I show you this. Act like a family, think like a bank. This is the Family Bank, the Family Wealth Challenge. This is your family investment club. And we have all of this good information in here. We actually did a 6 weeks.
It was 6 or 8 weeks, something like that. Yeah.
So you have all the sessions in here. You can see the sessions numbered 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, etc. We're working on getting it all like reorganized here. But this is, first of all, let's talk about the start. What happened? So I was friends with this gentleman, Colonel Frank Preston, who was trying to get Black people to organize their families in corporate structures and become family investment clubs and family banks. And he said, anytime you have a group, let me know, I will come and speak with them. Their family invested like $100 per family member. And they now have 7 figures in investable assets working for their family. Never went above $100 per family member doing this. So the very first thing you'll hear is the interview, 1.5 hours we did with Colonel Preston and the president of their investment club, who is his nephew, Robert Cook. Phenomenal. And then what we did was we went and we found experts, and we kind of broke down how you actually do it. So everything from, this is in no particular order, but an attorney to talk about how you set up the legal infrastructure, an accountant to talk about how you set up your books, a family therapist to talk about how you talk to Nana and the cousins and all of this about money, and some of the emotional things that come up about money from our family history and our family perspective, and estate planning, um, an estate planning expert. She's not an attorney.
Right. She wasn't an attorney. She was a consultant.
Consultant.
Right. But she actually she tapped us into a network of estate planning attorneys that could also help us. So even though she wasn't an attorney, she gave us a resource. She was the plug.
Yes, she is currently the plug as well. So if you are looking for a trusted person, you contact her and she connects you with somebody within her network. I know there were other people we had, but it ended up being, I think it was 8 or 9 sessions. It was really, really good. Plus, we got the partnership agreement from Colonel Preston and Robert Cook. And somebody saying, RIP Colonel Preston. Yes, he did pass shortly after we did that interview with him, but I feel like he left us that legacy and that knowledge. And then we have all sorts of other documents in there and things like that. So
yeah, that alone, Al, is worth the two, because you use the dads and grads code, right?
Yes.
Annual membership becomes 200 instead of 300. Mm-hmm. The family bank information alone is worth $200. Yep. With all the information, it's phenomenal. It absolutely is. It really, really is. That alone is worth the price of an annual membership.
Yeah, because so Robert really did go into details about how his family did it. And we asked him sensitive questions too. How do you deal with family members that come on the bandwagon asking for money, but they didn't put any money in? How did you deal with, how did you grow this from $100 per family member to 7 figures? What did you invest in? When did you invest in those things? And literally, there was no question that we asked him that he did not answer with a lot of information. So yeah, somebody's asking, what's the dad and grad code again?
I think it was, I'm going to do it now. It's graduate. I'm going to re-put it in here. Okay. It was graduate 200 for the dad and grad. And then if you also want the financial plan, it was financial plan 450. I'm going to put it back down here.
Yeah. So we have Beulah saying, my cousin encouraged his daughter to date a funeral owner because everyone's going to need one. That is funny.
Your cousin was not wrong.
That's true. Janice is saying, have an amazing week, everyone. I was about to join a 6 o'clock call with the local Black author, Alice Faye. Her book, Opal Lee, is on the New York Public Library's list of books that commemorate Juneteenth. Would love to invite her to talk to us as a school librarian, author, entrepreneur. Okay, I'll reach out to Janice then. I think she's gone now. Alice saying he loves the family bank. Let's see here. Vivian is saying it was great, the family bank, a wealth of knowledge. Yep. I think it's Rosaline. That was a phenomenal webinar. Yep. Al Rogers, wow, this is what I need. Perfect. Diana saying, what about trust? I want to set one up since I have a little girl. Yeah, so the estate planning person talked about trust. Mm-hmm. And again, you obviously want to talk to an attorney within your state in order to have them draw up the documents. But we have a trust as well. Dr. Virginia saying, I remember that awesome interview session with Colonel Preston and his family. It was eye-opening. Yes, absolutely. It was great. And, it was one of those things that Colonel Preston really wanted us to get the word out. And like I said, I felt like that was like one of the last things he did was to come and participate with the 10K project. And that was really the legacy that he left. So we want to get that information out to as many families as possible, because there's no reason that the Black family wealth should be 0 by 2050 or whatever year it is. If each one of us just did the small steps within our own families, we can beat that. We can beat that. Deshaun is saying, I am an IUL specialist. Should I place this information in the 10K project expert session? Absolutely. Absolutely. Anything
but
that you
then you
do.
got to tell us what IUL stands for,
Yes, you have
right?
to tell us what IUL stands for. But
Yeah,
yes,
tell us.
we want you to put it in the expert directory. Yes,
And tell us all about it. Yeah.
yes, yes. So, well, it's 7 o'clock officially.
All right.
It looks like all of the questions have been answered. I'm going to change the name of this on YouTube
We'll
and
tell you
social
about safe
media.
notes at some point, right? I'll tell you briefly. A safe note is a simple agreement for future equity. In some of our equity crowdfunding deals, the founders offer safe notes, right? So instead of getting shares of the company today, right, you get this safe note that says you secure the investment today. When the shares become available, you will get them at a preferred price. That's the kind of basics about it. There's a
We're
whole
going to go into a little bit more
a
depth,
little
though,
more
because
detail, but that's the foundation of it. This
Mhm.
was way more exciting than that.
This was more exciting. Yes, yes, this was definitely more exciting. Beulah's saying I'm looking to start a BA construction company. I don't know what a BA.
I don't know
Maybe
what BA, but remember the lady we had? What's the lady's name that has the construction company that we did? She was one of our first guests. So now we're talking about 2.5 years ago.
Yes.
What was her name? Oh my gosh, she was amazing.
She was amazing. She was one of your favorite guests.
She was. I never got the book, but she was my favorite guest. She gave everybody books. I never got my
We
book in
talked
the
about the naked man in the shower. I remember that. Oh my God, I can't believe, I'm so embarrassed. I can't remember her name.
Center, Beulah. It's in the Knowledge Center.
It is in the Knowledge Center.
Construction. When you go to the10kproject.com, in the top right-hand corner, you'll see the Knowledge Center. If you are a member, when you click in there and put your credentials in, you get all of that information that Cheree showed you on the screen, right?
Yeah.
If you go into search and put construction, I'm sure
I don't think it's under construction. I think her title was, no, I just put it in. Her title was something else. And talk for like 2 more minutes. Talk for 2 more minutes, and I think I can find her really quick.
Eddie, you remember it too? Yeah, what was her name, Eddie?
It was a T.
It was a T. Talisha would know her name.
Yeah.
We're gonna get her name. Hold on, we're gonna get her name. Talisha remembers weird stuff like from forever. I'm phoning a friend, y'all.
Because now it's gonna bother us.
So what was the lady's name that did? Oh, Cheree found it. I was asking about the construction lady's name, but Cheree just found it.
I found it.
I'll call you later.
This is her. Recognizing the Scalable Business featuring Twyla Garrett. She was phenomenal. She's built 3 7-figure businesses, and she came to us to talk about, she didn't just talk about how to build a business. She talked about all sorts of stuff.
She did. But she focused on building that construction company and I mean, it's multi-million-dollar company, and talked about the challenges as a Black woman, talked about learning the business. Amazing, 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 amazing.
Yeah.
We do all right bringing some amazing people in front of y'all.
So I'm going to copy this and paste it into the chat as well, so people can see that, so you're able to pull that, everybody. And let's see here. We have people saying I'm drawing a blank. She talked about contracts. Yolanda's saying, hello, ladies. I was denied life insurance whole life because of my BMI. I decided to get weight loss surgery to acquire this insurance because I wanted to secure some wealth for my daughter. I know it sounds odd, but this was all the information I knew about gaining wealth through life insurance. I just found you all, and I appreciate this information because now I'm truly informed. Well, Yolanda, first of all, congratulations for being here and for, you know, just being on the path with your daughter and trying to secure wealth, and, you know, just take it one day at a time with what you're doing.
Yep. And take your daughter on the journey with you every step of the way. Most of the people that we bring here that are phenomenal, somebody talked to them about finances early.
Yeah.
I'm finding that to be the trend. And I don't know if the rest of you guys realize it, but there have been dozens of the guests that have come and someone talked to them early about finances. Yeah. And they put, you know, They made it work for them. So we need to take, I did a post in Facebook and said, are we talking to our children about financial literacy? Or are we still sending them out of the room on bill day, right? Because that's my mother used to do. She'd be like, I'm doing bills, get out of here. It was like the most stressful day in the month. On bill day, you better watch out, because she was robbing Peter to pay Paul, and Peter wasn't happy. And so you would not go near her. And only if she would have, right, helped me understand the challenges, even that early, at an early age, I would have made some different life choices financially and in my early age. And so let's bring them in the room. Let's take them on the journey. It's a dads and grads coupon. Get them their own membership, right? Yeah. They can't invest in the equity crowdfunding stuff unless they're 18 or over. That's the SEC's rule, but they can learn all the other stuff we're teaching and talking about. Give them your credentials, right? Don't even buy 2 memberships. Give them your credentials. I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem with the Netflix effect, right? Yeah, those babies. I mean, the children. Yeah, let's teach them. We're actually. I said I wasn't going to tell. I think we should have. We're going to start doing for children.
I think we should do this more often, because as you're talking and people are asking questions, I'm like, we've had some phenomenal guests, and you all may not just know that we've had these people. So this is a woman, Holly Reed. She has a book called Teach Your Child to Fish: 5 Money Habits Every Child Should Master. So she's in the Knowledge Center. The interview that we did of her, but this is her book, and she not only has the book, but she also
has flashcards. She had workbook and flashcards. Yep, I bought it for my great niece, and it's good information.
Yes. So if you are looking for, some sort of way to start your children early, a Black-owned, Black woman, she created all of this for the community. So it's Teach Your Child to Fish. I'm going to put this in the chat as well for people.
We're going to start doing more. So I
think every once in a while I'll call it like chit chat or something like that, and we'll kind of talk about some of the things, so that people who are brand new kind of can get caught up in some of the great guests that we've had, some of the topics that we've talked about. You get, to ask your questions. Hey, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that. And we, so, Opal's saying fireside chat. I can call it fireside chat. Yeah. So anything else? Yes, open forum. Yeah, well, you know what? I will start infusing these in here. And that way we're able to do this.
Just remember what Cheree asked for, send us things as you want to learn about them, if it's recession related or not. Send us, email us, or jump in here and drop it in the chat and say, hey, I'd love to learn about such and such. We make notes. As you guys put things like that in the chat, we write them down and we talk about them at the end of the week when we have our discussions. We're here to serve. That's the reason we're here. And so,
if you hear, like if you go to a conference or you're on a webinar and you hear someone phenomenal, email them to me. I love, great guests, phenomenal guests as well. So
Alicia said, what was the pitch queen's name? She's Precious Williams.
Precious Williams. Yes, absolutely.
Another amazing guest, right?
Yeah. She hangs out a lot on LinkedIn.
She's on LinkedIn all day long.
Yeah, she's on LinkedIn. That's her favorite networking platform. But on our YouTube channel, you can just put in Precious Williams and she'll come up. So yeah. I'd love to learn about investing in real estate on Mars. Okay. Yeah, that's you.
So remember when I told you learn Web3? That's where you want to learn. Yes, you want to learn Web3, and that's going to get you closer to the real estate on Mars conversation. Actually have some virtual land on Mars, actually. And so you want to get in Mars? Well, I mean, the metaverse is not real.
Well, yeah, that's like, I thought you were going to land on Mars.
No, not on Mars, on the metaverse Mars.
Okay. Well, so I just did a business plan. I'm literally wrapping it up tomorrow for somebody who's doing something in Web3, and there are different virtual worlds, different metaverses that are out there. It's going to be huge business the client that I'm working with, the premium real estate was sold for 2.3 million in one metaverse. So
Wow.
what's happening is now these companies, these big companies are gobbling up this metaverse real
Yep.
estate. And yeah, you know what? We'll do a session on that where we'll kind of talk about some of the things that's happening in Web3, whether it's NFTs or the metaverse or
And I think the
or
metaverse, because I think you
blockchain.
have this. I hear people talk about them all at the same time, and that's very overwhelming. The
Mhm.
metaverse is its own thing. NFTs
It's
is
this own
its
thing.
own thing,
Yeah.
and you do have to understand there's not just one metaverse, right? And the platform upon which we might be streaming on right now is
Mhm.
not the end all be all
Nope,
metaverse, right?
nope.
And so they are one of many. And so we've got to teach people that first, that there are multiple, and more will come, right?
Yes.
There will be hundreds, thousands probably at the end of this thing.
Yes.
But land is available for sale, virtual land, right? So I can't get on the bus and go there, right? Because it's virtual. But it is still believed to be a profitable investment opportunity. And so we definitely need to talk about the
So I'm going to
metaverse.
share my screen here because my client's
Awesome.
name isn't on this. No, the name isn't on this. So what's going to happen in the metaverse? Job interviews, networking events, team meetings, business meetings, drink with friends, charity galas, gaming, all sorts of stuff will happen in the metaverse. So it's going to be
Shopping, everything.
everything, exactly. So just like there are people who are consumers of social media, and then there are people who figured out how to make money with social media, the same way there are going to be people who are just consumers of the metaverse, and then there are people who are going to work in the metaverse, and metaverse is not Facebook. And then there are going to be people who actually build businesses and own pieces of the metaverse as well. So I just,
Very good.
yeah, yeah.
All right, guys.
Let's see.
I think we got a lot of work to do together. We got a lot of work to do together. I'm excited. I know Cheree's super excited about it. Again, if you like what you heard here this evening, please join us, the10kproject.com. We have 2 specials going on right now, a dads and grads discount for $200. You can have annual membership for the first year. And then if you're interested in the 6 months unlimited financial planning and wealth building sessions that we offer with our vendor partner, Freeman Capital, that discount code is financial
Plan 450.
Financial plan 450 is what it was. Yeah, financial plan 450. So graduate 200, financial plan 450 gets you the discount code. Join us. We'd love to have you here. We just went through a wealth of knowledge that we have in our knowledge center. So even outside of the new content, all of the old content is still valuable. We're always very careful to make sure these conversations have shelf life, right? And everything we're talking about from a financial literacy standpoint and a wealth building standpoint, it all has shelf life. And these are all proven ways that the rich have gotten rich, right? Yeah. And we're just trying to share that to our community as well.
That's right. Anthony is asking, do you teach about tax deeds? We actually have an expert who has done a session on buying tax liens, which I know tax liens and tax deeds are different.
It's a little different.
As well. And we are right now doing some things behind the scenes to work on bringing some tax liens and some tax deed investing to the community. Yolanda is asking about Earn Your Leisure. They have an amazing session every Monday, including NFT, metaverse, and investing. So yes, everybody, YouTube is a great place to find the Earn Your Leisure gentlemen. Every Monday, I think at 8 p.m. or something like that, they have their sessions. So Latrice is saying, you two are amazing. Well, thank you, darling.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great evening. Don't forget to go and watch the
Economic report, Dr.
the economic
Cheree.
report with Dr. Cheree.
The 10K project economist. What's up? We got an economist, y'all. She's ours.
Yes.
And we love her.
All right, everybody. Have a blessed